Welcome to iRise online classes. The last session we discussed the rules in the topic question tags. This session will go for an exercise on the same topic. We'll try solving the questions based only on the rules we discussed the last session. Come to first one, understand the meaning of the statement. Do as I say, this is an order. Do as I say is an order, and do is the same as you do. Do as I say means you do as I say. The subject here is you, which is understood. There's no need for me to look at you and say you do as I say. I can just say do as I say. The subject is you, understood. In the case of an order, no matter whether the sentence is negative or positive, as we discussed, in the tag we have to use won't. If it is an order, no matter whether the sentence is negative or positive, in the tag we have to use won't. Based on that, three options are eliminated. The answer must be option B. Won't you, the subject here is you. So won't you must be the answer. The next one. Now we can frame a tag using the auxiliary verb and the subject, the pronoun in the sentence. Now you can make question tags. Now you can make question tags. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is can. There is no negative term in the sentence. There is no N word in the sentence. Now is not an N word. No negative term. No, not, no one, nobody, etc. If there is an N word in the sentence, in the tag there should not be an N word. If there is no N word in the sentence, in the tag there must be an N word. Now you can make question tags. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is can. There is no negative term in the tag in the sentence, so in the tag there must be a negative term. We cannot go for full forms in the tag. We have to go for short forms in the tag. So cannot. The short form of cannot is can't. So it must be can't. The subject here is you. So can't you. A, B and C are eliminated. Getting it? Come on, next one. You fell on your back. You fell on your back. There's no auxiliary verb in this sentence. We need an auxiliary verb to frame a tag. You fell on your back. The verb in this sentence is fell. And fell is V2. V1 is fall. V2 is fell. V3 is fallen. It is fall, fell, fallen. Subject plus V2 is simple past. The sentence is in a simple past tense. And the case of a sentence in the simple past, in the tag we have to use did. There's no negative term in the tag in the sentence, so in the tag there must be a negative term. Did not, the short form is didn't. The subject here is you, so it must be didn't you. Based on that, B, C and D are gone. The answer must be option A. The next one. Understand the meaning. Few people know that you are an artist. Few people know that you are an artist. Few people means no people. We've all discussed it. Few means no one. No one. A few means some. So few means no people. We have an N word in the sentence. Because few is same as no. So in the tag there should not be an N word. Few people know that you are an artist. There should not be an N word in the tag. Based on that, option B is eliminated, C is eliminated, D is eliminated. The answer must be option A. The subject here is people, plural. So the pronoun in the sentence, the tag must also be plural, do they. So few people know that. Know is V1, simple present. So we have to use do or does. Now here, they, you are an artist. They refers to people. So we should think about the verb related to people in the sentence. The verb related to people in the sentence is know, V1. So we have to go for do or does. The subject here is people, plural. So we cannot use does. So we have to go for do. There's an N word in the sentence. In the tag there should not be an N word. So the answer must be do. The next one. Tomorrow we will attend our college. The subject here is we. Right. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is will. There is no negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Will not, short form is won't. The subject here is we, so it must be won't we. So shall is eliminated. Will be is eliminated. Should is not the auxiliary verb in the sentence. We can frame a tag with the auxiliary verb and the subject given in the sentence. Should is eliminated, the answer must be won't be. So tomorrow we will attend a college, the answer must be won't be. The Bishnois of Rajasthan protect trees and animals. The Bishnois of Rajasthan protect trees and animals. There's no auxiliary verb in this sentence. The verb in the sentence is protect, main verb, and protect is V1. Subject plus V1 is simple present. So in the tag we have to go for do or does. Right. The subject here is a Bishnois, plural, so we cannot use does, we have to go for do. There's no negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative word, so do becomes don't. The subject here is Bishnois, plural. The pronoun must also be plural, so it must be don't they. So A, B and C are eliminated. The answer must be D. The Bishnois of Rajasthan protect trees and animals, don't they. Everyone wanted a ticket. The subject in this sentence is everyone. Everyone is an indefinite pronoun. Everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, anyone, anybody. As we discussed, in the case of question tags, in the sentence if the subject is an indefinite pronoun, in the tag we have to use they, right? If the subject in the sentence is an indefinite pronoun, in the tag we have to use they. Based on that, option B is eliminated. B says he, gone. Now, everyone wanted a ticket. There's no auxiliary verb here. Wanted is V2, subject plus V2 is simple past. So in the tag we have to go for did. Based on that, C is gone, D is gone, the answer must be. There's no negative term in the sentence, so in the tag there must be a negative term. Did not, short form is didn't, so didn't they. The next one. Let's take a little rest before we start again. Let's is always for a suggestion, right? Let's is for suggestion and let's is a short form of let us. I told you in the case of a suggestion, no matter whether the sentence is negative or positive, in the tag we have to use shall. Based on that, A is gone, B is gone, D is gone, the answer must be option C. Let's means let us. The pronoun in the sentence is us. Us is an objective pronoun. The pronoun that we use in the tag must be in the subjective form. Us is an objective pronoun. The subjective form of us is we, so it must be shall we. The answer must be options. The next one. Anjali dances well. No auxiliary verb here, so we need an auxiliary verb anyway. Anjali dances well. The subject here is Anjali. The verb here is dances, V1 simple present. So as you know, we have to go for do or does. The subject is Anjali, singular, so we cannot use does. We cannot use do, we have to go for does. No negative term in the sentence, the tag must be negative. Does not, short form is doesn't. Based on that, A is gone, C is gone, D is gone, the answer must be option B. Anjali dances well, doesn't she? She refers to Anjali. Both Ram and Sham are engineers. The rule regarding and we discussed in the topic subject-verb agreement. If and connects to similar entities, the subject must be singular. If and connects to different entities, the subject must be plural. The word both itself tells us that there are two entities. We can use the word both only when there are two entities. So both Ram and Sham means how many persons are here? Two persons are here and is connecting to different entities. Two persons, that means the subject is plural. So the pronoun in the tag must also be plural. Based on that, Bombay is eliminated. B says she is a singular verb, gone. Singular pronoun, gone. The auxiliary verb in the sentence is are. So we should frame the tag using are. Based on that, A is gone. A says isn't. A and B are gone. There's no negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Are not, short form is aren't. Based on that, C is gone. The answer must be D. Both Ram and Sham are engineers. Aren't they? They refers to Ram and Sham, plural pronoun, plural noun, plural pronoun, plural subject. The concept of pronoun antecedent is completely fine. So it must be aren't. Come next. He knows nobody in the colony. No auxiliary verb. The verb in the sentence is knows, and knows is V1, subject plus V1 is simple present. So we have to go for do or does. Based on that, B and D are eliminated because B and D say did, past tense. We have an N word in the sentence. What is that? Nobody is an N word. So in the tag there should not be an N word. Now the subject here is he, so we cannot use do. Do is eliminated. We have to go for does. An N word in the sentence, in the tag there should not be an N word, so tag remains as does itself. Based on that, C is gone, the answer must be A, does he. He knows nobody in the colony, does he. Jahangir was a great judge. Jahangir was a great judge. We have an auxiliary verb in the sentence, which is that was. So the tag must be framed with the auxiliary was. The auxiliary verb was. Based on that, A, B and D are eliminated. A says does, present tense. Did, past tense. Now weren't, we want was actually. There's no negative term in the sentence. So in the tag there must be a negative term. Was not, short form is wasn't. Jahangir means he, so it must be wasn't. The next. I am looking for the garden. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is am. So the tag must be framed with am or not. Now the auxiliary verb is am. There's no negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Am not. I told you there's nothing like amn't. The short form of am not is not amn't. Nothing like amn't. The short form of am not is in fact ain't. But in the case of question tags, we don't use ain't. Instead of ain't, we use aren't. Right? Even though the short form of am not is ain't, in the case of tags, we don't use ain't, we use aren't. Based on that, A is gone. Nothing like amn't. Isn't is gone. Don't is gone. The answer must be option B. I am looking for the garden. Aren't I? It is quite hot outside today. It is quite hot outside today. The auxiliary verb is. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. We have to frame the tag using the auxiliary verb is. Based on that, C and D are eliminated. C says does, D says are, gone. If there's no negative term in the sentence, in the tag there must be a negative term. Is not, short form is isn't. Based on that, A is gone. The answer must be option B. It is quite hot outside today, isn't it? We were playing. The auxiliary verb in the sentence is were. So we have to frame the tag using were itself. C and D are gone. C says won't. Won't is a short form of will not. Eliminated. Would also eliminated. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Were not, short form is weren't. The subject is we, so it must be weren't. We were playing, weren't we? Nisha dances very well. There's no auxiliary verb in this sentence. The verb in this sentence is dances, V1, so we have to go for do or does. The subject here is Nisha. Now here, we have to frame the tag using do or does. Based on that, C and D are eliminated. C says are, D says is. Nisha is a subject here, singular, so it cannot be do, it must be does. No negative term in the sentence. In the tag, we need to have a negative term. The tag must be negative. So does not, short form is doesn't. The subject is Nisha. We should not say doesn't Nisha, because we don't use a noun in the tag. We have to use a pronoun in the tag, and that too a subjective pronoun. So it must be doesn't she. Nisha dances well, doesn't she? We have not met before. Have is a main verb or auxiliary verb in this sentence. Now we have already discussed it. How to identify whether has, have and had in a sentence are main verbs or auxiliary verbs. If there is no main verb after has, have or had, has, have and had, they are termed as main verbs. If there is a main verb after has, have and had, they are termed as auxiliary verbs. This is how to identify whether has, have and had in a sentence are main verbs or auxiliary verbs. Come to the statement. We have not met before. In this sentence, we have a main verb after have, which is that met. Met is a main verb because it denotes action. So we have a main verb after have. So in this sentence, have becomes an auxiliary verb. So we have to frame the tag using have based on that A and B are gone. A and B say did, gone. Do we have an N word in the sentence? Yes. Not is an N word. So in the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that, option C is gone. Haven't is eliminated. It must be option D, have we. We have not met before, have we. That means have we met before. That's the meaning. I am senior to you. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is am. No negative term in the sentence. So in the tag we need to have a negative term. As I told you, am not. In the case of tag becomes aren't. So A is gone, B is gone, D is gone. The answer must be C. Aren't I. The subject here is I. You are a bit late today. You are a bit late today. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is are. So we have to frame the tag using are itself. So B and D are eliminated. You are a bit late today. There is no N word in the sentence. In the tag there must be an N word. Are not short form as aren't. The subject is you. So it must be aren't you. The answer must be option A. You are a bit late today. Aren't you? It means aren't you a bit late today? I do not know who lives in this colony. I do not know who lives in this colony. I do not know. There's no I do not know. Know is a main verb. So do becomes an auxiliary verb. I don't know. So we have to frame the tag using do itself. Based on that, A and B are eliminated. A says did, B says are. We have an N word in the sentence. What is that? Not. So in the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that, C is gone. The answer must be D. I do not know who lives in this colony. Do I? That means do I know who lives in this colony? We are learning English grammar. We are learning English grammar. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is are. No, so we have to frame the tag using are itself. Based on that, options B and D are eliminated. There is no negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Are not short form is aren't. Based on that, A is gone. The subject is we, so the tag must be aren't we. The short form of are not is aren't, so the answer must be aren't we. So we are learning English grammar, aren't we? That means aren't we learning English grammar? That's the meaning of this sentence. She is too old. She is too old. The sentence is negatively charged. We know that because too is used in negative sense. When too comes with an adjective, it becomes negative. Too smart, too good, too old, too young, too intelligent, too innocent, all these are negative. But I told you in the case of question tags, a sentence can be termed as negative when there is an N word in the sentence. There is no N word here. Right? She is too old. The auxiliary verb is. So tag must be framed with is. Based on that, A and C are eliminated. No negative term in the sentence. So in the tag we need to have a negative term. Is not, short form is isn't. Based on that, D is eliminated. Subject is she, so isn't she. She is too old. Isn't she means isn't she too old? That's the meaning. The next one. You will come tomorrow. The auxiliary verb in the sentence is will. Right. Based on that, B and D are gone. Should is not given here. Need is not given here. You will come tomorrow, the auxiliary verb is will. There's no negative term. In the tag, there must be a negative term. Will not, there's nothing like willn't. The short form of will not is won't. The subject is you, so it must be won't you. You will come tomorrow, won't you? Won't you means won't you come tomorrow? The house needs immediate repairing. The house needs immediate repairing. There's no auxiliary verb in this sentence. Needs is not an auxiliary verb here. Now, the subject here is the house. Needs immediate repairing. The verb here is needs V1, simple present tense. So in the tag we have to go for do or does. The subject, so based on that, B and C are gone because B and C say is eliminated. The subject here is the house, singular, so we cannot go for do, we have to go for does. Now, house in the sense singular, so it must be it, singular pronoun. It refers to the house, right? There's no negative term in the sentence, so in the tag there must be a negative term. Does not becomes doesn't, based on that A is gone, the answer must be D. The house needs immediate repairing, doesn't it? That means doesn't the house need immediate repairing. Doesn't the house needs is wrong. It's always does plus V1 plural. As you know, do, does, did. It's always do, does, did plus V1 plural. The house needs immediate repairing. Doesn't it? That means doesn't the house need immediate repairing. The next one. You don't like sugar in your coffee. You don't like sugar. Do is an auxiliary verb here because like is the main verb. So you don't like sugar in your coffee. Do is the auxiliary verb. So tag must be framed with do. Based on that, A and C are eliminated. A says did, C says will, gone. Do we have a negative term in the sentence? Yes. Don't is a short form of do not. So we have an N word in the sentence. In the tag there should not be an N word. Based on that, D is eliminated. D says don't you, the answer must be B. Do you? So you don't like sugar in a coffee. Do you means do you like sugar in your coffee? That's the meaning of it. The next one. Open the window. This is an order. Open the window is an order. Close the door, open the window, sit down, leave now. All these are orders. The case of an order. Now open the window means you open the window. The subject you is understood here. In the case of an order, as you know, no matter whether the sentence is negative or positive, in the tag we have to use won't. Based on that, A is gone, C is gone, D is gone, the answer must be U. The answer must be B. Won't, the subject here is you, understood? So won't you. So open the window, won't you means won't you open the window. That's the meaning. After framing a tag, you just see whether the sentence makes sense or not. Open the window, won't you? It means won't you open the window. The next one. I have already taken tea. I have already taken tea. Have is a main verb, auxiliary verb here. Auxiliary verb because we have a main verb after have. What is that? Taken. Taken is a main verb, action. We have a main verb after have, so have becomes an auxiliary verb here. The tag must be framed with have. Based on that, A and C are gone because A and C say did. There is no negative term in the sentence. In the tag there must be a negative term. Have not, short form is haven't. Based on that, Delhi is gone, the answer must be B. I have already taken tea, haven't I? That means haven't I already taken tea? Next one. I am working on this book. I am working hard on this book. Now, am is the auxiliary verb here. There's no negative term. So in the tag, there must be a negative term. Am not, the short form is aren't in the tag. The subject is I, so it must be aren't I. A, B and D are eliminated. The answer must be option C. I am working hard on this book. Aren't, that means aren't I working hard on this book? Now if you remember, now am working is a verb here, because always am plus V1 plus ing. Working is a verb. How am I working hard? If I ask you how am I working, the answer is hard. So word hard describes working. Working is a verb. Any word that describes a verb is called an adverb. So hard becomes an adverb. If you remember, hard is an adverb used in a positive sense. Hard is an adverb used in a positive sense. I am working hard on this book. The sentence is positively charged. So I am working hard on this book. Aren't I? That means aren't I working hard on this book? The next one. He was asleep. The auxiliary verb here is was. So the phrase, the tag must be framed with the auxiliary verb was itself. Based on that, C and D are gone. No negative term, tag must be negative. Was not, short form is wasn't. A is eliminated. The subject is he, so wasn't he. He was asleep, wasn't he? That means wasn't he asleep? That's the meaning of this sentence. Let us start now. Let us is the same as let's. This is a suggestion. So no matter whether the sentence is negative or positive, in the tag we have to go for shall. So let us start now. Based on that, should, C is gone, B is gone, C is gone, D is also gone. The answer must be A. Let us start now. Shall we? Shall we means shall we start now? That's the meaning. You are looking tired. The auxiliary verb here is are. Right. There's no N word in the sentence. We have to frame the tag with are itself. Eliminated. There's no N word in the sentence. In the tag there must be an N word. Are not, short form is aren't. So C is eliminated. We can frame a tag using the auxiliary verb and the subject, the pronoun in the sentence. The pronoun here is you. Based on that, Bombay is eliminated. B says they. The answer must be option A. You are looking tired, aren't you? That means aren't you looking tired? I am very lucky. The auxiliary verb in this sentence is am. Right. There's no negative term. So the tag, there must be a negative term. Am not, as you know, changes to aren't. Based on that, C and D are gone. Nothing like amn't anyway. The subject here is I. So based on that, A is gone. A says you. It must be aren't I. I am very lucky. Aren't I? That means aren't I very lucky? She has failed the exam. The examination. She has failed in the examination is wrong. It must be she has failed the examination. Has is a main verb, auxiliary verb here. Auxiliary verb, because we have a main verb after has. What is that? Failed. Has is an auxiliary verb, so tag must be framed with has. Based on that, B and C are gone. B and C say have. No negative. The sentence is negatively charged. She has failed the examination is negatively charged, but in the case of tags, a sentence can be termed as negative and there is an N word in the sentence. There is no N word in the sentence, so in the tag there must be an N word. Has not, short form is hasn't. Based on that, both say hasn't. The subject in the sentence is she. So based on that, D is eliminated because D says they. So she has failed the examination, hasn't she? That means hasn't she failed the examination? Next one. We should respect elders. What is the auxiliary verb here? The auxiliary verb in this sentence is should. Should is a modal telling us about a compulsory action. Auxiliary verbs can be divided into three: linking, helping, and modals. Should is a modal, so a modal is called an auxiliary verb. So auxiliary verb in this sentence is should. So a tag must be framed using should itself. Based on that, B, C, and D are gone. B, C, and D say did, eliminated. No negative term in the tag in the sentence. So in the tag we need to have a negative term. Should not, short form is shouldn't. The subject here is we, so shouldn't we. We should respect elders. The answer must be shouldn't we. Getting it? The next one. You can lift this box. You can lift this box. The auxiliary verb in the sentence is can. So you have to frame the tag using can. C and D are gone. C says could. Could is a past tense of can. Has eliminated. No negative term in the sentence. So in the tag there must be a negative term. Cannot, short form is can't. So A is gone, the answer must be B. The subject here is you, so can't you. You can lift this box. Can't you means it's not pronounced as can't. We pronounce as can't. It's okay. The exact pronunciation is can't, right? So can't you means can't you lift this box? That's the meaning of it. You can say can't you lift also is fine. Right. Come on, next one. You can't speak English. Now, the auxiliary verb here is can. Right? Do we have a negative term here? Yes. So the tag must be framed with can itself. So C and D are gone. Right. Done. We have a negative term in the sentence. Can't is a short form of cannot. So in the tag there should not be a negative word. Based on that, Bombay is gone. The subject here is you, so it must be can you. You can't speak English. Can you? That means can you speak English? He made a good speech. He made a good speech. There is no auxiliary verb in this sentence. The verb in the sentence is made, and made is V2. Made is both V2 and V3. It's make, made, made. But as you know, there's nothing like subject plus V3. It's subject plus V2. Subject plus V2 is simple past. And the case of simple past, in the tag we have to use did. Based on that, C and D are gone. Does and do come in the simple present tense. Eliminated. He made a good speech. There's no negative term in the sentence. In the tag we need to have a negative term. Did not, short form is didn't. Based on that, Bombay is eliminated. The subject here is he, so didn't he. He made a good speech, didn't he? That means didn't he make a good speech? Didn't he made a good speech is wrong, because as I told you earlier, it's always did plus V1 plural. So did he make, he made a good speech, didn't he means didn't he make a good speech? The next one. I spoke well about corruption. Now this is boasting or exaggeration. This is a kind of boasting or exaggerating. Is exaggeration or boasting? I told you the difference between exaggeration and boasting. Boasting means if I speak too much about myself, that is called boasting, right? Self-appreciation. I should not praise myself, others should praise me. What about exaggeration? Exaggeration means like making a mountain of a molehill. It means the issue will be very small. We present it with a lot of hype. That is called exaggerating, right? Exaggeration is a noun. Exaggerating is a verb. Now, I spoke well about corruption. If I say I spoke well about corruption, that becomes boasting. I'm boasting of myself, right? Boasting. Here, I spoke well about corruption. There's no auxiliary verb. The verb in this sentence is spoke. Spoke is V2. Subject plus V2 is simple past. So the tag, as you know, we have to go for did. Based on that, C and D are gone. C is gone. C says does. Sorry. The subject in the sentence is I. Based on that, A is gone. A says he. Fine. Now we have two options left, B and D. I spoke well about corruption. There is no N word in the sentence. So in the tag, we need to have an N word. Did not, short form as didn't. Based on that, Delhi is gone. The answer must be I spoke well about corruption. Didn't I? That means didn't I speak well about corruption?